Scientists have warned today that the world will almost certainly experience its hottest year on record.
Now, the heat index in southern Brevard County expected to reach 107 today.
A lot of it's due to the increase of greenhouse gases, the thickening of the layer trapping heat in our atmosphere.
It's going to be, on average, a little bit warmer than it used to be. But on the really extreme days, the hot days like we're having today, you're going to get a lot more of those kinds of days.
Pollution is nothing but the resources we are not harvesting. We allow them to disperse because we've been ignorant of their value. Believe it or not, before the Industrial Revolution, 10% of the UK looked like this, causing our atmosphere to be much cleaner than it is today. However, during the Industrial Revolution, the number dropped to 5%. This, along with the burning huge quantities of coal, caused the quality of our air to drop significantly. In fact, it has become so bad that as of today, if you were to breathe in the air of London over the span of a year, it would be the equivalent of smoking 160 cigarettes. But how did the problem become so prevalent? Well, there are many reasons. Britain produces on average 500 million tonnes of carbon dioxide, the equivalent weight of 125 million elephants. The fact we produce 43.9 million tonnes of waste a year, and most damning of all, how air pollution has contributed to 36,000 deaths in the UK annually. Having discovered these alarming facts, we went to get an expert's opinion. We asked what he thought about the potential catastrophic air quality changes that are around the corner. How would you describe the current state of air pollution in your region, and does this worry you?
So the current state of air pollution, it's getting worse, and it's something that people don't acknowledge as an issue. We know that climate change is an issue. We know global warming exists, but air pollution, people seem to forget, and people seem to think that with the issues of the health impacts, people aren't worried about it when actually they should be. So absolutely, like the impact on air pollution in my region, it worries me. It worries me for the students that I teach. It worries me for myself. It worries me for parents, grandparents, people who are poorly, people that are ill, have other health defects. So absolutely something that we should be worried about, but not enough people are, unfortunately.
Have you witnessed the effects of climate change in your area?
I have absolutely witnessed the effects of climate change in my personal area. If we just take a look back to last year when we hit 40 degrees Celsius, highest recorded temperature in the UK, that is down to climate change. There's no other explanation for it other than the amount of fossil fuels that humans are pumping out into the atmosphere and the amount of global warming that's taking place as a result of that.
In your experience, how do students typically react when you tell them about the impacts of climate change? And are there any reactions that stand out?
So, generally speaking, when we talk about climate change, students are fully aware that climate change is a thing. Long gone are the days where students didn't know what climate change is. However, the issue is, it's often one of those things where students recognise climate change, they know it's an issue, they know it's a problem, but the opinions are generally things like, save the turtles. No one seems to really understand the causes that we all have on climate change. And in terms of opinions that have shocked me, there haven't been that many, to be honest, because as I mentioned, most students know that climate change exists. It's not something that is, young people today have had this drilled into them since they were young, little. And it's not like when I was younger, when global warming was a thing, but we didn't really know what was happening with it. But young people know about it. They are far more educated than they used to be. And, in a lot of that is that autonomous education, with education platforms like TikTok, YouTube, young people are much more aware of climate change and much more aware of how to stop it. However, a lot of young people also are unaware of the global implications of climate change. It seems to be this far abstract idea that might happen in the future. And that's, I think, one of the biggest issues as a teacher, is that, this is something that's happening now. It's not something that is going to impact your children. This is going to impact you, because we've been talking about this since I was your age, essentially.
Even though our future might look bleak, with many of us thinking it's hopeless, that's just not the case. Currently, the British government is setting up new green energy plans that will hopefully reduce our emission levels down to net zero by 2050, making us the frontrunners of the green industrial revolution.